Hey guys, welcome to my chapter review of chapter 1032 of One Piece called Odin's Beloved Blade. And I know there's a change of scenery, but that's only temporary for right now. Let's jump straight to the chapter. Well, first, I was hypothesizing or theorizing that yes, who I was hoping to take on Orochi actually might come true. It might be Hiyori who takes on Orochi. We get a bunch of good stuff in this chapter, setup stuff. We get Zoro stuff, Zoro fighting a good amount. Hopefully we get a little bit more of Sanji, a little bit of Luffy. Quite a bit of Sanji. I really want to know how that turns out. Anyway, let's jump right into the chapter. We start off with Marco carrying Izo, saying, "Why am I carrying an injured man? Where do you want to go?" And Izo's mentioning, "Oh, I feel bad. I have a gut feeling that something bad's gonna happen because of like that announcement of that fire spirit." And we see a freakish Big Mom that looks honestly frightening. How she just has like whites in her eyes, like she's gone berserk. We have Apu chasing Yamato, trying to tell her that important fact. We see one of the numbers, Fuga, is half horse. I didn't notice that before. So they were really heavily experimented on because now Fuga's half horse. Was that ever a thing in their DNA? I don't know, but maybe somebody theorized why, or maybe with the experiments they combined a little bit of, or tortured this one in specific, because it might be one of the older samurais and they did some weird stuff to it, or maybe gave it a smile onto an ancient. Maybe they gave this number a smile, and it happened to become one of the no. Maybe I just got that idea out of the blue right now. We see that Robin and Brooke are falling, and they actually land on top of Fuga, but they're also getting chased at the same time. Falling is the CP0 members, and they're freaking out. They're about to fight, but then they they get attacked by, or accidentally attacked by, the fire spirit that's also coming down, and they get burned. And Yamato sees that fire spirit, and it's like, they mention that and deduces that it's going straight for the explosives, or if it keeps going down, phasing through the ground, it's going to go straight for the explosives, meaning there's less time for them to actually less time than how long it said the island had to crash into Wano. Then we have a moment where Brooke and Robin look like they see the CP members, they see that they're behind the fire, and they just start running away. And Apu starts firing at one of the CP0 members, and he starts talking like with his loud mouth. He starts saying some stuff about them, like, "Oh, you're one of the governments. You're the government's lapdogs. You are here because you lost to Flamingo." And then the guy's like, "You've said enough already. You know too much." And he goes and strikes, blitzes the heck out of Apu, which awesome. But this just shows the fact that Apu also gets up after that, and he's been such a tank this chapter. Like these chapters, he's just tanked so much. And he gets up and attacks the CP0 member while he's conversing and distracted with Drake, saying, "I know who you are. I know why you're here." Basically confirming to Apu, "I knew you were part of the Navy. I knew you were undercover, a spy." I love that they're conversing and fighting between each other, between the bickering. They're in front of CP0 talking, and I just love that between them. I love that One Piece trope where they're just talking smack to each other right in front of the bad person, or like whoever they're gonna fight, and they both go on ahead and attack the CP0 members, which makes me a little sad because I thought this was going to be Brooke's fight. I was really hoping that Brooke was going to take one of them on, or both of them on, and show that he's also a powerful member of the One Hat? The combined Straw Hat and One Piece together. The Straw Hat crew that he can tangle with big name members also, but maybe he gets a different fight later on. we come to an interesting part in the well, not an interesting though, one of the best parts in the chapter. We get to see Zoro fighting King, and the thing is, the thing Oda comes up with, man, he has King pull onto the pointy part of his head, back of his head, pull it back like a slinky and slingshot the heck. It almost reminds me of like rubber almost. And he slingshots his head, hurtling towards Zoro like a missile, like a laser. And Zoro freaks out and dodges. He's like, "There's no way I can block that. That's like a laser beam." And King says, "Ah, that's how the ancient pterodactyls hunted back in the day." I'm like, "No, no, they did not. No, but sure, Oda, sure, okay. Show me more wacky, wacky stuff you got in mind." And Zoro quickly tries to attack him in the air, and he throws out a cannon, but it doesn't. He just can dodge it so easily, and this was one of the things that people were saying is Zoro has never fought a flying enemy. He's wasting his energy, he's wasting his abilities, while King is just flying around, able to just slingshot at him with little effort. And even then, he uses a twister attack to try and out maneuver King, and King just blocks it with his wings because why not? And then Zoro mentions that dragon hide, just like the other ancient and mythical zones, they're all dragons. They have tough hides. They're all tanky. They're all very durable. And King mentions that he's even more durable than that. That like it's a special case for him. He's even more durable. I'm assuming because of his Lunarian. Well, we're assuming he's Lunarian, right? His Lunarian abilities, and we see Zoro also deducing, like he's actually thinking during the fight. Okay, so he can fly, he's using fire abilities, he's using that weird slingshot attack, so that fire abilities have to be part of your devil fruit, right? And you see him trying to deduce and break down like what King can do, what he's been able to do so far, and track it. But even King's like, no, that's not part of my devil fruit, and he just turns back into a human and attacks him from the air, slamming down onto Zoro. And Zoro's thinking of other things on how to defeat King, but King doesn't even give him time to think. Just sends him back flying with ease, pretty much, on a sword swing. But yeah, Zoro's on the ground thinking like, I need to come up with something fast, or I'm really not gonna be able to beat him. Like, this is reminiscent of the time Luffy was fighting Katakuri. He was getting tossed around, he was getting bested, his armament haki wasn't even to match, but Zoro got some buffs, Zoro got new sword and everything, and while he's laying on the ground, he hears a sound, he hears a shamisen, and he hears it, and he's thinking, what is that, in the middle of a battle right now? And then Enma reacts and drains his haki in that moment, and in that moment I'm like, oh, is he becoming weak, or not weak, but is he losing focus? Does he have to actually be concentrating to use Enma? But no, I'm thinking that Enma's actually, Odin's soul is radiating, or I don't know, the sword is radiating to its proper owner, which might cause him not to be able to control Enma, or maybe use Enma more effectively. Maybe he finds something out, or Enma wants to be used with its original owner, which is how Hiyori, which is, spoiler alert, how Hiyori might fight Orochi. We cut to the next panels where we see Orochi chilling in the castle, resting. He also hears the shamisen going, and he says, where's that coming from? It's right next door. And he goes to check, and he's surprised. Well, we're all surprised. It's Hiyori. We get to see Hiyori, and he's freaking out that Hiyori's there. And my thought is, yes, this is what I was thinking would happen. I was theorizing Hiyori's plot, and Hiyori, well, people were saying Hiyori's the one that healed the scabbards. Hiyori's gonna possibly fight Orochi. And that's what I wanted to happen, since she said, I want to be the one to kill Orochi. And hopefully this comes true. Hopefully she is the one that takes on Orochi. Maybe that's why Enma's going crazy, because it's originally her sword. So maybe she gets to somehow, maybe Enma is pulling Zoro in a certain direction, and he goes towards Hiyori to give her the sword. You take care of Orochi. I might have to fight King with 2 swords. Or maybe he has to go get the third sword, which is the other cursed blade that I forgot about. But this is the ideas are popping into my head right now. That sounds awesome. Or he nerfs himself into a two sword style, and he has to fight King and defeat King with two swords, which would be fantastic because that's like his heritage, right? That's his bloodline uses a two sword style maneuver, not three. So maybe he uses a two sword style that he never kind of adapted before, or maybe he learned it and he just put it behind in the back of his mind. There's so many ideas coming into my mind right now, but that was the end of the chapter. No break next week. Fantastic Zoro chapter, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Predictions for next chapter: we get to see more of Hiyori talking to Orochi, maybe attacks or fights Orochi. Finally, you get a little bit of that. More on Luffy. We have not gotten Luffy stuff in quite a while. Maybe we see what Caribou's doing, because I feel like he's also an integral part in the story. I still feel like he's gonna be the reason he swallows up, I don't know, all of Onigashima, because he says he's bottomless. He's an endless pit. I don't know what he's capable of. He says his ability, his void is endless. So I'm thinking he can swallow up a whole island. That would be insane, actually. But that's a huge like crazy idea I have in my head. But that's it for me, guys. Hope you liked the review. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.